Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, from wherever you are. I'm just bringing you the first minute or two of today's show alongside Jamie. Jamie, how are you doing?
Hi, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Yeah, how are you, John?
Yeah, not so bad. I'm just presenting the first couple of minutes just while we wait for Jethro to join us. He should be with us hopefully any second, and then I'll dip out and just finish off a few things. Listen, let's just quickly talk about Felix because he's just wrapped up his quarterfinal. He's on fire at the moment, having won 3 tournaments in a row, going for a fourth tournament in a row. What are your thoughts on Felix in general right now and his year and as a player?
Yeah, I mean he's looking fantastic, isn't it? It's such a far cry from sort of a year or so ago when all of the talk obviously was about kind of him having not won an ATP title, kind of losing in every final he played, not even winning a set in the finals that he was playing in. But he's
Yeah.
looking good. He's looking great.
I mean, he held serve 86 times in a row before this tournament started. He's on an incredible run. He's pulling off worldies. Maybe it's the indoor conditions that are helping him. Make sure you hit that like button, by the way, if you are watching us right now, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Particularly if you like the commentary we're about to deliver. Of course, we're going to be talking about Alcaraz and Rune. They'll be taking the court very, very shortly. So that's the match we're going to be concentrating on. But obviously, with Felix just crushing TFO, don't forget TFO was in the US Open semi-finals recently. I am a little bit surprised about this form from Felix in that it has kind of come from nowhere. In that this level, I mean, of unbeatability, if you like. And look at
Mm.
Ghosty there giving us a little "Oh Canada, I'm mad right now." Ghosty's from the US, by the way, and I wonder if Ghosty's also a bit disappointed because he did miss out on the hat. Maybe he's venting his anger regarding the fact that he didn't manage to secure his victory in that competition. But of course, we have got Tommy Paul in action this evening, waving the stangled banner, stars and spanners, whatever it's called, stars and
Star
stripes,
Spangled.
star spangled. Thanks,
I think
Jamie.
that's it.
Yeah, banner. So that's something to look forward to. Um, yeah, so we will be having Jethro with us in a few minutes. Any thoughts before the players take the court on today's match between Alcaraz and
Mm.
Rune?
Yeah. I'm really interested to see this one today actually because so I was looking at the head-to-head. So they've only played once before, and that was at the next gen finals last year. And of course they've both had, I mean they've both had brilliant years, haven't they? Kind of obviously, I guess a varying sort of degree of kind of what they've been able to achieve. But in terms of the start of the year, what they would have been hoping to achieve, I'm sure they've both probably exceeded possibly their own expectations maybe at the start of the year. Um, mm.
Yeah, definitely. And I can see Jethro now waiting in the wings. So look forward to. He's got his. By the way, we're talking about stars and spangles and sparkles. He's got his microphone. Look at him with his face there, looking really happy with the microphone. Guys, I'm going to leave you immediately and Jethro's amazing microphone. And I'll let you two just preview this match, and I'll be back with you in about 20 to 30 minutes. Okay.
Sounds good.
Cool.
All right.
Cheers,
Cool.
John.
How you doing, man?
Hi, Jeffro. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, how are you doing?
Yeah, not bad. Looking forward to this one. It's gonna should be a
Yeah,
cracker.
yeah. Me too. I've not sort of done one of these live commentaries actually for the first one.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
yeah. Have you?
Yeah, I've done a few now. They're good fun. I did one for Team B Medvedev, I think, in Vienna last week, which
Oh,
as a
fun.
as a team fan wasn't very good watching, but no, it was still
Right.
good.
Yeah. Nice. No, I'm glad that we got this one. It should be a good match.
I'm really looking forward to it. I actually have a feeling Rune is going to win today, and
Do you?
yeah, I would like. I think I want Alcaraz to win, but I hope to see a very good match because it's very
Yeah.
exciting.
What's making you think that Rune might pull it off?
He's in really, really good indoor hardcourt form at the minute. So many wins recently, and Rublev and Hurkacz back to back in straight sets is quite impressive. Well, very impressive, and I mean, Alcaraz has looked pretty good this week as well. He dismantled Dimitrov yesterday, who was playing really well. So it's, I could see it going 3. I hope it does.
Yeah. I'm kind of thinking the same. I think, well, I don't know about, I think I'd probably go for Alcaraz in 3. I think maybe that's a safe bet, but I think it's going to be, a close match, as you say. Rune's in great form. Alcaraz, I guess, has kind of struggled a bit, hasn't he? Maybe since sort of winning the US Open. But this week maybe he's kind of starting to. Perhaps he's kind of the sort of player that starts to peak at the bigger events.
Yeah, which should be quite a good trait to have at 19 years old for sure. I mean, Casper Ruud's hit a bit of a slump post US Open as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can imagine they're both exhausted. Really, it's been a very long season for both of them. But
it's been a long year. It's true. I think John's just said on the chat, Jamie has seen Rune live, so he's a Holger expert. I think me and John watched Rude against Rune at the French Open.
Cool.
Quarterfinal. Yeah. So, I think Holger played well in that match as well, from what I remember. Had the crowd on his side, but couldn't quite pull it off.
Yeah, I was surprised that the crowd were pulling for him. I thought Rude was kind of more popular in that kind of in France, but yeah, I mean, Rude's exceptional on a clay court, so, and Rune just taken out Tsitsipas, so I think.
Yeah, of course.
Next year, I mean, the French Open's going to be wild. I reckon there's a lot of contenders.
Yeah, there is definitely. And as you say, I'm quite surprised. I wasn't sure whether Rune was he going to be just a clay quarter, but he's kind of taken me by surprise, really, in terms of, as you say, his results indoor hard over the last few weeks have been amazing.
Yeah, I've been surprised as well, because after he beat Tsitsipas and he won Munich and beat Zverev as well, I thought, Clay's his scene, and he went on that massive losing streak. I think like 7 or 8 matches after the French Open. And I know that, he's not the only one. Byers, similar age, he went on a very big losing streak quite recently as well. And it's not easy first year on the main tour, up against all these experienced guys, and Rune's figured something out. I don't know if Moritoglu's been a good hand, since he's joined up with him, but it's interesting. I didn't expect this indoor hardcore supremacy, really, but it's gonna, and we haven't really seen Alcaraz a lot on indoor hardcourts. he did okay in Paris after he beat Sinner, and they lost that crazy match to Gaston, and he's been okay so far. So but I'd say in terms of form on the indoor courts, Rune's ahead right now, but I'm interested to see how they match up.
Yeah. I think they kind of just on the chat as well referred to that Rude Rune match for the locker room row. Do you remember that?
I do, yes, very, very well. I wasn't too impressed with Rune's behavior around then, and since. But I was saying to a couple of people last night, as much as I do think his antics are pretty childish and immature, that it's quite nice to have someone like him coming through, because you've got Felix, Carlos, and Yannick, who are so nice and down to earth and really humble. It's quite good to have a bit of a firecracker coming through with them at the same age, because otherwise it's just going to be all really, really nice people.
Yeah,
and you kind of want a bit of edge to these matches, really.
You do. It's true. Yeah. That's a good point. We're always kind of, I guess, searching for I don't know what they call it, sort of a bad boy or someone who's going to shake things up a bit. Obviously, we've got Kyrgios, but yeah, we need. It's nice to have someone from that generation, perhaps. It's
definitely, yeah. I mean, we've got Kyrgios, who I think takes things too far. I think Medvedev's probably quite a good example of someone who can. He's nice, but he can play the pantomime villain, and that's he's very enjoyable when he's when he's doing that. Rune I think is going to be quite a good addition to the sport, but I just hope he matures a little bit, but keeps that edge, I suppose, is what I would say about him.
Absolutely. And I think John's just asking Jethro your thoughts on Felix.
Mate, amazed. Yeah, he just keeps winning. It's really interesting watching him now because we've all been expecting this for so long, and he lost those 8 straight finals, and we're like, is he ever going to win one? And now he's just so in a different class now, really. And like TFO is a tough match, and he just dismantled him today.
Yeah. It reminds me a bit of the run that remember that Medvedev went on 3 years ago before winning the US Open, where he was just kind of beating everybody.
Yes.
Before reaching the US Open final when he lost to Rafa 2019. Yeah, exactly. It reminds me a bit of that time period. I guess it's a shame for Felix really that there's not a Grand Slam sort of directly around the corner. There's going to be a bit of a break before the Australian Open in January.
Yeah, I just hope he can keep the momentum going because he wasn't far away from he had match points against Medvedev at the Australian Open this year, and I thought he was going to win it. And that was an amazing match.
Yeah.
So I'm confident in saying that he'll probably be one of the contenders going into Melbourne. Even if he loses to either Alcaraz or Rune tomorrow, which I don't think he would. I think he's the favorite against either of these two. I think Djokovic Alcaraz team final is probably the most likely, and Djokovic will probably win.
That would be mouthwatering.
That would be really exciting.
There's a really good comment here from on the line. He said that Holger benefits from a 5% increase in first serve points won indoors compared to outdoors, whereas Carlos suffers an 8% drop in first serve points won indoors. So that's a great stat. I guess that's
a very good stat.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah.
I think that ties in with what you were saying, doesn't it, Jeffro? About their indoor form at the moment.
Yeah, and I think Rune's. I've heard a lot of things about his serve being like a lot better. I've actually missed a bit of tennis this week because I've been away, but I've heard that his serve looks like so much better. And I think that's the one area Alcaraz still needs to improve a bit. And I suppose that start kind of makes sense as well because Alcaraz is good playing off of his serve on the outdoor hard courts and on the clay where he can serve and then he sets himself up for a big forehand and he kind of unleash. Whereas Rune is, I guess, relying more on his serve doing the damage.
Absolutely. Yeah. And on the line also agrees with you, Jeffro, makes Holger slight favourite today as well, based on that.
Yeah. This is very exciting and it's cool as well because Alcaraz played Sinner this time last year in Paris. So another generational battle.
Yeah, that's true. Sinner had a disappointing week this week, didn't he? Lost early on.
To Husler. I missed the match, but I heard that Sinner just didn't really look right. I think he's still a bit injured because he had that fall against Rune in Sofia, I think it was. He played in Vienna and he lost to Medvedev. It's not embarrassing, is it? But he didn't look 100% last week. I think, and now the season's over now. I thought for a long time that he was going to qualify for the finals, but
that's looking unlikely now, right? Or is it impossible?
I think it's impossible now.
It's impossible. Okay.
Actually, I think it's already all confirmed. It's Casper, Nadal, Alcaraz, Djokovic, Tsitsipas, Holger, Rublev, and
let's have a look. Actually, there's missing one, isn't there? Let's have a look.
Medvedev.
Okay, yeah. So we got the 8 there. Yeah. It's strange, isn't it? That kind of Rublev sort of seems to kind of hold his place there, but I don't. It's hard to think back and think, kind of can't really think of any sort of memorable Rublev moments from this year, even though he's still sort of going to be going to Turin.
Yeah, he kind of excels at the 250, 500 level, especially on an indoor hard court, but he just always runs into trouble when he's up against someone who's a bit better than he is. If he's up against Tsitsipas, Medvedev, or Zverev, they are a league above him. He just doesn't have enough strings to his bow to take down someone who is usually better than him. That victory against Medvedev last year was all down to when I think Medvedev hit his hand on the camera that was on the court or something. And that.
Yeah.
derailed
right.
him. But apart from that, this has never really looked like Rublev's going to beat these guys, and I'm not really sure where he's going to go. Like, he's not going to be satisfied, like, just carrying on the way he is. He's going to be wanting making Grand Slam semis and beyond. But
yeah, definitely seems like he has a bit of a ceiling, doesn't he? And perhaps he's met that ceiling now. I don't know if he's going to kind of improve and push beyond that. But has he been in a Grand Slam semi-final? No.
I think he's been to quite a few quarterfinals, but he's never.
He has. Yeah. So John's just said, if Novak wins Paris, Bercy, and the ATP finals, who has had the better year, Rafa, Novak, or Carlos? What do you think?
Oh, I don't know. I think that Nadal would have to get out of his group, I think, to in Turin to be. But then again, Nadal won both Grand Slams at the start of the year, and after all the injuries, and he made the Wimbledon semis.
Yeah.
It's tough to say with Novak because he wasn't allowed to play 2 slams. I'd probably go Carlos, but Novak winning Paris would be pretty amazing. And he won Rome as well, so.
Yeah. I think I'd have to say Rafa, just for the fact that, as you say, he won the first 2 Grand Slams of the year, didn't he? And I guess also the sort of the way that he won the Australian Open as well, to overtake Federer's record as well, to win a 14th French. So I probably would say, I mean, I can see where you're coming from with Alcaraz. Obviously, it was his first slam and it was, amazing. But I think 2 slams would sort of be a slam and an ATP finals, or a first slam.
Yeah.
I'm also a big Nadal fan as well, as John knows.
I am too. You're not outnumbered here.
Have you?
I
think the players are.
I think they just finished warming up.
Yeah, perfect. I'm just going to bring 1 second.
Nice.
Right. Yeah. 0-6 in quarters for Rublev on the line says. So he's been in 6 quarters. He's lost all 6.
Yeah, and there was Cilic in France, and then there's been a couple to Medvedev, I think. And then TFO in New York this year.
Right. Yep. Okay.
Which TFO was in excellent form. He took down Schwartzman, then Rafa, and then Rublev in straight sets, and he took Alcaraz to 5. It's not like he's having particularly bad losses, but as I said, he doesn't want to be constantly losing to people who are a bit better than him, or have a better day than he does. He needs to. Yeah. I mean, it comes down to him and whether he wants to add more to his game, and obviously that's hard to do as a pro player because you don't even have time to develop a whole new side to your game. There's like no off season; it's straight back into competition.
Yeah, that's it. That's the crazy thing about tennis, isn't it? And I wonder as well with Rublev whether it kind of he seems to be. He's kind of very, very hard on himself as well, isn't he? He displays a lot of kind of self-hatred.
Yeah, it's really sad. He's like such a nice guy as well that he just.
Yeah. It's a bit of a shame.
Really.
Who is better at the net, Rune or Alcaraz? The ghost of Gerolitis asks.
I mean, I'll say Alcaraz, but that's probably because we've seen more of him. But I wouldn't pick either of them as a net player.
John thinks Alcaraz is easily. Just look at the US Open final.
Yeah. I suppose I think because like a lot of the younger generation are so good from the back of the court that a lot of them haven't developed a great net game.
Yeah.
Like Tsitsipas to me stands out of the younger players who actually is great at the net.
Yeah. He's very kind of He enjoys coming to the net as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he makes good decisions at the net most of the time. He's very athletic, and he can dive for the ball.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So Rune's serving first, isn't he? And he's just held really comfortably.
Very comfortable. I think he made all serves.
Yeah, he made all his first serves as well. So wondering if that could be a bit of that's been set up quite nicely, hasn't it, with that stat at the start. I wonder if that's going to be one of the big themes of this match, Rune's first serve.
Yeah, Alcaraz is going to have to, because his first serve just percentage does have a tendency to dip, and he's going to have to be on it. I think Rune is just going to attack his second serve. I think that's a tactic I'm guessing he'll go for. But yeah, he's quite an aggressive player.
Yeah.
They look identical. They've got the same rackets, same kit.
yeah. I'm just wondering how how much our streams sort of match up there, Jeffro. So I'm on love 15 here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just gone on 15 for me.
Okay. All right. I'll try and yeah,
I'm on Amazon Prime, which can sometimes be a bit slow.
Me too. Yeah.
Nice.
John says tennis players should have away kits.
They should. They clash all the time. I think we had the same with Hercatch and Rude in what was it? Montreal this year.
Yeah. We did. Ghost of Geralitis. Why don't these younger fellas do more doubles? That's a good way to develop the hands and reflexes for quality net play. Yeah, absolutely.
Doubles helps a lot. I mean, I think we saw a lot with Kyrgios how much his returns improved this year, and I think a lot of that's down to playing a lot of doubles with Kokkinakis and Sok. There's a lot that doubles can do for your game, but I think it's also a scheduling issue, isn't it? And keep making sure you're not overworking your body.
That's it. As you said, it's a grueling season. It's a grueling calendar. If you add doubles on top of that, it could potentially take a toll, couldn't it? If you're playing singles and doubles sort of every week or every other week.
Yeah, it's a good first serve from Alcaraz.
Yeah.
15-30.
Okay.
He doesn't want a slow start. That's the main thing I hear. He can't get behind quickly.
No, exactly. Yeah. If he falls behind early on, that's
Yeah, I think Rune is quite a good front runner, and when he gets a lead, he's good at keeping it. And
yeah. Just wondering how many drop shots we're going to see today as well, because I know that when we watched Rune in Paris, he was kind of throwing a lot of drop shots in, and of course Alcaraz, when he first came on the scene, was also doing that a lot as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, Alcaraz seems to have slowed those down quite a lot.
He does.
I'm not sure if he's going to bring it back into his game. I do love that as a part of his game. It's really, really fun to watch. But it's another unforced error. Gosh.
Yeah. 15-40 now. Yeah, it's a slow start from Alcaraz and a very fast start from Rune.
Yeah. Two break points already.
Yeah. Do you think Rune is a good front runner as well, you think?
Yeah, he seems to me the kind of player that he kind of thrives on confidence. He's very confident in his own abilities anyway. Maybe sometimes overly confident on social media, but when he's got the confidence, and I think that's one of the reasons why he's winning so much right now, is that he's feeling so confident and like composed in his game that he's good at he's good at having the momentum and taking it further.
Yeah.
That's a good shot from
Alcaraz. That was a nice point from Alcaraz. Yeah, finished off at the net. Finished off at the net as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the net points have started. We'll have to get a stat at the end of the first set.
John will be happy with that one.
Yeah.
You been to any tennis matches this year, Jeffro? Or?
I went to Wimbledon a couple of times.
Nice.
One day on a grounds pass, and I saw Tommy Paul against Yuri Vesely, and I saw a bit of doubles. Managed to sneak into Venus Williams and Jamie Murray playing doubles. That was very cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, and saw a kind of smattering of others, and I went in the second week and was on court one for Norrie v Goffin, which was awesome.
Oh, brilliant! Okay.
Yeah. The atmosphere was insane.
Yeah, I can imagine. That must have been great. Was that court one? Did you say?
Court one, yeah. It
Okay,
was
so
really
Norrie didn't get a centre court for his
no. I think they were tossing it up because it was Djokovic Sinner as well.
Djokovic and Sinner, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's as Wimbledon. I suppose that's a hard decision. Anywhere else, obviously, that's a no-brainer. But
Yeah.
it was great. The atmosphere was amazing. And I
Yeah.
think there'd been some people who'd been on like Henman Hill watching Djokovic Sinner, and then I'd seen the score in Norrie Goffin, so they all filtered in, and it was completely packed in the final set, and it was just crazy.
Oh wow, okay, yeah. I get the feeling that Goffin's still sort of waking up in the morning at the moment, still sort of pinching himself that he made a Wimbledon quarter final.
Yeah, he played great that tournament. Yeah, and it was good to see Norrie live because you get such a big appreciation for watching players live, and someone like Norrie, I don't think his game translates to the TV at all well.
Okay.
You watch him live, his net clearance is like incredible. Like it's like that high over the net every time, and it's just so precise.
Right. Yeah. That's interesting, isn't it? As you say, sometimes you do have to see a player in the flesh to really appreciate what they're bringing.
Definitely.
So Alcaraz has just held. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's just held. That feels like a big hold for Alcaraz actually to get him in the game, and I do wonder sometimes whether a kind of, that can actually be more beneficial to have that sort of hold early on, where you have to work your way into it.
Absolutely. 31 out of 34 after winning the first set this year.
Wow. Yeah. There you go.
It's good to know I wasn't talking absolute crap. Nice.
Must have got that from somewhere. Yeah, his three losses have been. One of them was to Ryan Penniston in Eastbourne.
Go on, Ryan.
So yeah, shaping up, isn't it? This match.
Definitely. This is a different Rune to the one we've seen this year. Earlier this year.
Yeah. Thanks, Jack, for those stats. Good stats.
So he was doing well as Musetti.
Yeah, he is. The always think of Musetti as the man that retired for the fans last year against Djokovic at the French Open.
Yeah, it went from looking like, oh my god, we're on for a big upset, and then it was like, is Musetti going to win a point for the rest of the match? Because it was horrible to watch. To be fair, I felt bad for him, but
yeah. It seems like this sort of run of good form is a bit overdue, I guess, isn't it? Because he's had a disappointing time of it, really.
Definitely, and he's had added 2 sets to love lead on Tsitsipas in this year's French Open as well, and lost that.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
So yeah, it's good, and then he beat Alcaraz to win Hamburg. So he's definitely. Okay. It looks like he's recovered emotionally from a lot of the disappointment already, and he's looking really good on the hard courts, which is nice.
Yes, he is. John says Jack gets Jamie's seal of approval, not just any stats, good stats. She has had great stats, actually.
Okay, 30 all here.
30 all, yeah. Bit of pressure here on the Rune serve.
It's a good return.
Yeah. Just seen the end of that point now.
It's very interesting. They play. You kind of realize when you watch those rallies, they play very similar.
Yes.
Like they love to unleash on the forehand, but very solid on the backhand wing as well. But yeah,
that was a big forehand from Rune there to win that point.
Yeah. I think as well, because Alcaraz is such a great defender, but it's so different defending on every surface, and so I think that's still something he's trying to figure out.
Absolutely, yeah. And of course, the indoor hard is so different, isn't it?
It's another huge forehand from Rune.
Yeah. Just
bit of a pointless challenge, I think, from Alcaraz. That was quite well out. But
he's challenging it, and he's walking to the chair at the same time. It's doesn't seem that confident.
I don't know why players do that. I get it in like a tiebreak when they're trying to play for time a little bit, but
yeah. Oh, that was good. That was big from Rune. 30 all. Alcaraz had just come through a hard service game. Then it's 30 all, and Rune just sort of shuts the door with 2 big forehands, didn't he?
Yeah, making his first serves as well. It's looking good so far. I'm excited by what I see from these two together, actually.
Yeah. So just to confirm, you're going for Rune in how many sets?
3, I think. I'll
In
go 3.
Okay. Yeah. I'm still going to go Alcaraz in 3, but yeah, let's see.
I would like to see Alcaraz win for sure. Although, does Alcaraz want to play Auger-Aliassime again?
Yeah, that's a good point. John's just said, though Jack corrected John on the round in which Krejcikova went out of the French Open recently. Jack was wrong, John was right. Moral of the story, only correct John when he is wrong.
Oh,
Jack, have you got anything to say back to that?
Jack's very good with stats, so I know that's going to hurt him a lot.
Yeah. John likes pointing out when he's right. I know that. You've been to Paris, Bercy, Jeffo, before?
No, I would love to go. Yeah, none of my favorite players ever do very well there. But I mean, I would still love to go watch it. But yeah, the players correct John wildly out any mistakes.
There we go. Great comeback. And that one got taken. That one got removed quickly, I see.
Yeah, I always really wanted to go to the ATP finals in London, but I was always at school or at uni, and now I can actually go. It's in Turin now, so it's
a shame, isn't it? Yeah. Well, it's a shame for us being in London in the UK, but it's great for people in Italy. We'll come back to that in a second. Here's a fun fact: if you add Rune's aces this year with Alcaraz's, it's still considerably less than Felix's. How much can Felix rely on a big serve to keep the kids at bay? Wow, that's massive. Wow, much bigger, isn't it? That Felix's number compared to the two combined.
Yeah, I think he's always going to have considerably better serve than both of them. There's a lot more Alcaraz can get out of his serve, and I'm sure Rune as well. But like Felix is a fantastic server. If Felix is break point down or set point down or match point on his serve, whatever, I can have confidence that he's likely to hit an ace or an unreturnable serve, whereas I wouldn't have the same confidence in either of these two for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a height thing. I'm not sure how much taller Felix is than both of them, but
that's a good question, actually. So Carlos comes.
Jack will know. Jack will probably know all of their heights.
Jack, you got that for us? The heights. I've got Holger's 6'2". Alcaraz is 6 foot. We have a look at Felix.
Is he 6'3"?
You're going 6'3". He's 6'4".
6'4", yeah. Okay.
So he's got a bit of a height advantage, hasn't he?
Definitely. And you get poor old Diego at 5'7".
Yeah.
It's not fair.
5'7", and he's 5'7". Gosh, that is. Because I always thought Goffin was really small for a tennis player, but he's a bit taller than that, isn't he?
He's about 5'9", so he's like 5'9". Kind of short, but he's a great player, Goffin.
He is, yeah.
I've always been impressed with Dan Evans' serve because he's not very. He's like 5'9", 5'10", and he serves fantastically. I don't really know how he does it, but
he's got a great serve, and he's such a lovely player to watch. Dan Evans as well.
Yeah,
very silky.
His form was quite poor for a while, and then he played really well in Cincinnati, and it was really nice to watch him again, kind of in full flow, because he's got a really fun style to watch. It's quite unique.
Yeah. So that was
good hold.
Yeah, fairly comfortable hold there for Alcaraz. It feels like both players are in the match now.
Oh, lucky net cord.
Holger says sorry.
Yeah. So if he really wants to be the villain, he wouldn't have apologized there.
Yeah, that's what we really wanted him to do, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a good serve.
Another unreturnable.
And my biggest concern with Alcaraz during the US Open, at least, was his second serve return because he got so excited to crush it. He
Yeah,
made so many unforced errors off of it.
yeah,
But he's
yeah,
usually quite good returning a first serve. But
yeah. It felt like he was almost. I mean, some of those sets that he lost towards the latter stages of the US Open, it was kind of, yeah, as you say, he was almost sort of too keen to sort of wrap up the win quickly, wasn't it? It was all on his racket, but it was kind of, you know,
yeah,
he was trying to force the issue, I think.
yeah, definitely, especially against Tiafoe. I mean, as amazing as that match was, and it was so fun, he shouldn't have been dragged to 5 there. But
No way.
yeah, looks like it's going to be comfortable again for Rune, 40 love.
Yeah, Alcaraz seems disappointed there with his returning. He's sort of shaking his head.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was a great second serve.
Big second serve, yeah.
Huge.
I guess he had the benefit of being 40 love up as well.
Yeah. We haven't had any like long rallies yet. We've gone on
No.
from 0 from Rune there. I kind of want them to get into some, because I think Alcaraz can play cat and mouse and bring in more drop shots and play with more variety, and I kind of want to see some of that come into play. But yeah, they're both hitting the ball incredibly hard. So
They are. I wonder if that will bring that out of each other, you know, as you say, if one starts playing with variety, because I think they both can.
oof.
There you go.
Yeah, and the wild return from Alcaraz.
Yeah. So that's 3-2 to Rune. So your money's on a Djokovic Felix final.
I think so. I think Felix just has the indoor game over both of these guys. But Alcaraz will need to keep an eye on this head-to-head with Auger-Aliassime because he's already I think he's like 0-4 now.
Wow. Okay.
Or 0-3. If someone could in the comments could confirm that. Either 0-4 or 0-3.
Yeah. That feels quite significant, doesn't it, really?
And I suppose where they play will always be very important. If it's grass or indoor hard, I'd probably back Felix every time. Clay and outdoor clay. Clay and outdoor hard. I'd be backing Alcaraz, but yeah, we'll see.
Maybe you've got a new surface there for us, Jeff. It's some indoor clay.
Indoor clay. Well, there is indoor clay in Stuttgart or something on the women's side, I think. But
okay, all right.
I think so anyway, unless it was just raining all week. I don't really know.
Just going to plug my charger in.
Nice.
I remember we had a conversation, Jeff, and me and John, when we watched Rune and Rune. I think that was probably the first time we were actually both really seeing Rune play. We had a discussion at that point, you know, whether if he had to say, will this guy win a Grand Slam or not? I think we were kind of discussing it. What do you think, Jeffrey? Do you think Holger Rune will win a Grand Slam one day?
I can definitely see it. I'm not sure which one. It's tricky as well because, you know, I mean, I feel like Djokovic is going to win Wimbledon until the day he retires because no one can figure out how to play grass as well as he can.
I know.
And I think from the younger generation, the only two that I've seen in the last couple of years who I think I can actually I give 3 players who I could genuinely see winning Wimbledon, and that's Berrettini, who's I think the number 1 favorite once Djokovic goes. Felix, I think, in with a shout, and then Sinner. Sinner really came out of the blocks at Wimbledon this year, often having never won a grass court match in his life, and then dismantled Isner, who played unreal against Murray, and then 4 sets over Carlos, could have won in straights. Yeah, I think he can. I would like to see how he plays in Australia this year because I don't think he even played Melbourne this year. Next year,
no. How did he get on at the in New York, Rune?
That's a good question.
Might just try and find that out in a second, actually. Let's have a look.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think he didn't make a big run, did he? He got knocked out in the. That's right. He got knocked out by Norrie in the 3rd round. So he won a couple of matches. Lost to Norrie in straight sets.
Yeah, that was a good performance from Norrie, actually.
Yeah, it was.
And I think Rune just got his first win over Norrie actually recently. But yeah.
Right. Yeah. Good
I mean, I know Norrie's. Yeah, it's funny because people really suffer from recency bias. So like, someone now might look at that loss to Norrie at USA and be like, "Oh, that's not a good loss." But I mean, Norrie, although he's gone through a bit of a rough patch last month or so, for like 2 years, one of the most consistent players in the whole ATP.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you say, 2 years he's been so consistent. He backed up his year last year tremendously this year, I think.
Definitely. I've been so impressed with Cam, to be honest.
And I wonder where he would be as well if the ranking points for Wimbledon had been applied. He'd probably still be in the race for Turin, if not there. I don't know.
He would have been. I think he might be out now. I think he would be out now anyway because he lost to Mute, which is a disappointing loss. But yeah, I mean, there's been that whole drama with the you had people questioning Djokovic's inclusion, which, I mean, I understand why there was a bit of confusion because that rule's never had to be in place, I don't think. Oh, good shot.
No. Drop shot from Alcaraz and then a great shot from Rune.
Great angle.
Brilliant shot, yeah.
So yeah, there's the whole drama with Djokovic, people questioning why he was in there. I think Djokovic would actually qualify anyway if he wins today.
Right.
But there was Kyrgios. He qualified for the doubles and he tweeted saying, "Oh, should be there for the singles as well." And I was like, "You're actually like 11th in the race, even if your Wimbledon points count, mate." So you're behind Norrie, you're behind Fritz, you're behind all these guys. So I don't know where you got that from.
Yeah.
And then
that's Kyrgios, I guess. That doesn't let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Yeah, it's either my head-to-head with him is in favor of me, so I'm clearly way better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He won't be missed from me personally.
We got a break point here. Yeah.
First break point of the match. Yeah.
Alcaraz put a smash out, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And that break point for Rune.
Just long on the first serve.
Second serve, yeah. Rune going to go for this, do you think?
Yeah, I think he's gonna put it deep as well. Oh, okay.
It's quite a good
quite
second serve, I
tentative
think.
on the return. Yeah.
Alcaraz is taking over now at the net.
Oh,
mate! I think he made that.
I think Alcaraz is challenging.
Yeah, I thought that looked in.
Oh, it's tight. It's been called in, hasn't it?
Alcaraz could have played it, left it. He's just in.
No way. It's on the back of the line.
Wow. Alcaraz is going to be fuming.
That was incredible defense from Rune, though. Good Lord.
That was, yeah. He looked dead and buried here.
Alcaraz should have done better with that first backhand volley and put it away. But
he should have done.
Great scramble from Rune. That's a superb forehand on the stretch as well.
That's a brilliant forehand. Because it was a good forehand volley from Alcaraz, actually.
Yeah, that ball was dipping low. Interesting.
So Rune has the break. There we go. So now he has the opportunity to show us what a good front runner he is.
Yeah.
John just commented on that Kyrgios quote.
What did he say?
Never letting the truth get in the way of a good story.
Or a good wine.
Yeah, exactly. Me and John used to work for a university newspaper together, and we used to sort of use that as a bit of a line.
Oh, cool. No such thing as bad press.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Half a centimetre, Ghost of Geraldine says. Yeah, it was. It was close.
It's a good
That
return.
was a lovely return from Alcaraz, yeah.
Oh, wow.
What a shot. I think our feeds are basically at the same
They've
place.
synced up. Yeah.
Yeah. That was great.
Monstrous.
What a forehand that is. I think we might be seeing Holger at the ATP finals next year, perhaps.
Yeah, I could see it.
Mm.
I've had some chat that people think Draper will be top 15 next year, which I think is interesting.
Top 15.
But I think of the like the next gen players, it's Sinner and Draper who I'm really concerned about their fitness.
Okay.
It's a great point from Rune again, finishing off at the net. But yeah, Sinner and Draper have spent quite a long time on the sidelines this year, and it's a bit concerning for both of them.
Yeah.
And Rune's had such bad cramping issues, in his career, and he seems to have whatever he's done, he's figured it out because he looks fit the whole time now.
Yeah. Well, of course, Andy Murray had those issues, didn't he, at the start of his career, which he was able to figure out. They are coming back now, unfortunately, but yeah, hopefully Rune's kind of got past that, as you say.
Andy Murray matches are just an absolute struggle.
they're an absolute slog these days, aren't they? Yeah, I'm a massive fan. I followed his. He's chucked in a drop shot there, Rune.
He's toying with him.
He is. I'm a massive Murray fan. Yeah, I sort of followed him closely throughout the last 15 years. But yeah, it's tough to watch. It is tough to watch him these days. You've always got to remind yourself that he's playing with a metal hip, and it's amazing. But you can't help but get sucked into the match and then get really disappointed.
Yeah, no, I wasn't watching the other night, but I saw he was serving for the match at 5-3 against Simon, and then I saw Scott Barkley's tweets, and like an hour later, and he'd lost the plot, and I was like, oh no. Don't tell me Andy lost that match.
If anything's possible these days with him, yeah. I remember.
Oh yeah.
I remember last year he was up. I think he was 5-0 up against Basilashvili at Wimbledon with 3 breaks, and he ended up losing the set 7-5.
I don't know how he does it. There's another good hold from Rune.
Great volley at the end. That was a brilliant volley.
Cool. So do you think Rune deserves more hype than he gets at the moment?
Probably, I think so. Yeah, I think so. He made that French Open quarterfinal, didn't he, at such a young age, and then there wasn't really a great deal of talk about him really afterwards. I think it's only really now this run, as you say, indoor hards, he's starting to generate quite a lot of interest and attention. He's still only 19, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I think that losing streak after the French Open certainly didn't help. But
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's the media do, I guess, sometimes pick players who they latch onto. I mean, they latched onto Felix when he was like 15 and he was playing at challenger level.
Yeah,
he was hyped up and marketed for years, and
yeah,
I think now the spotlight's kind of off him. He just seems like a different player. He's
absolutely, yeah. Exactly, that's a good point. They latch on. I always remember how they kind of latched onto years ago. Latched onto Gasquet, and he was at the front of like a French tennis magazine when he was about 14 or something.
He was the original Baby Fed, wasn't he? Before.
Was he the original Baby Fed? Okay, yeah.
Owen from Popcorn Tennis sent me an article a month back, and it was from ages ago, and like Gasquet had originally been dubbed as Baby Fed before Dimitrov had. And
okay.
So I got to stop with these nicknames for guys with 100 backhands. It's not doing them any good.
No, definitely not.
But I do kind of get the Dimitrov comparisons because his game and Federer's game look so similar, and they always have.
Yeah, they have, absolutely. I wonder how his kind of career might have played out differently had he not followed Federer and had all of that had he not come after Federer and had all of that scrutiny on him, whether he would have been able to get over that barrier and win a slam.
It's a real shame. And he had that 2014 run where he beat Murray at Wimbledon. I think took Novak to 4 in the semi-finals, and everyone was very, very excited about him, and then didn't really do much for a while, and then he won the World Tour Finals in 2017, and he played amazingly at the 2017 Australian Open and lost that incredible match to Rafa.
That's right,
because that was in the semis, and then he won the World Tour Finals. But it's just kind of been a constant streak. It's just been a lot of disappointment, unfortunately, for him.
It has, yeah. That ATP Finals, as you say, is his biggest victory, isn't it?
Yeah, and he beat Goffin in the final, and obviously Goffin's good, but it's not like he beat one of the top few players, top 5 or something. But
yeah.
Who knows? He can still pull out incredible performances. So who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. So Alcaraz has made Rune serve for it.
Yeah, that's good. He will want to be serving first in the second set.
Yes.
If Rune serves it out here.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he'd missed that.
Oh,
That is Mum.
Yeah.
The one who controls his Twitter, I reckon.
Oh, you think it's his mum that's behind it?
I have a feeling, it's the constant replying to everyone, being like, because he felt very aggrieved by that umpire call in the final last week, and responded to every single comment with a TikTok that he made about the decision. It's just like, either you are just completely nuts, or your mum is just really, really overbearing.
He looks quite angry, doesn't he, Rune, a lot of the time, even when he's winning. Yeah,
he doesn't have and it's funny because then he gets off court when he wins, and he's got this massive beaming smile, and he has a really soft spoken voice, and he sounds really sweet. And then he gets on court and he's just so different.
Yeah. He's got his game face, isn't it? Rune and I had what's he saying? Rune and I had a chat on Twitter about his decision to go by car and not train from Basel to Paris.
That's not a flex, John. He replies to everyone on Twitter. You're not special.
By the way, John, when's Talking Tennis going to get the blue tick?
Can't be shelling out $8 a month for that.
No.
Oh,
that's double fault, is it?
Not a good time for that.
I was going to say at 30 love, he was looking very confident. But yeah, Muratoglu's looking a bit concerned. $8 a month, not anytime soon.
Yeah, you'd be desperate to find another big first serve here.
There hasn't been a great deal of sort of many long rallies, is there? It's been kind of very, very short.
Yeah, I haven't really. I don't even think there's been any rallies that have gone over 10 shots. Or barely.
Oh, Alcaraz just netted a backhand.
Poor.
40-30, yeah. Have there been any juices? I don't think there have been any juices.
I think there's been one on Alcaraz's serve.
Okay.
I think
at the start, maybe
I think it was the game he got broken in. I think, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I can't remember now. It's gone very quickly, this set.
It has gone quickly, yeah. I mean, it's been a quick set.
Great serve! Wow,
Sealed with an ace. There you go.
Ooh.
There you go. Wow, Muratoglu's on his feet.
He'll be very happy if his boy gets a win over Alcaraz for sure.
Yeah, I think people will start. Even people that are less sort of following tennis every week will be taking a bit more of a making a bit more of a notice of Rune if he gets this win today against Alcaraz.
Definitely, and I think we've seen it time and time again in recent years that the people who have the kind of edgy and fiery personalities draw in people from other sports, and obviously Kyrgios can draw in football fans that we have, or like in the US, like NFL or basketball fans find him really interesting. But like most people in the UK who like him, and this is based on what I've seen on social media and like a lot of my friends and stuff, the only people who actually like him aren't really tennis fans, they're football fans, and they love the drama that he brings. They don't like they're like, the thing is tennis is cool and flashy, but they don't like the antics are kind of what they come for.
Yeah.
And I think Rune's I think he's quite a good balance of kind of like this fiery personality. He doesn't have the kind of constant antics. He gets on with it, and he plays
seems like
really
he's
good
quite
tennis.
he's quite sort of he sort of wants to get out there and get the job done, doesn't it? It's the tennis is first and foremost, really, for him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I would say if like or dislike Kyrgios, I would say I'm still sort of position myself more towards liking him. But his I mean, his behaviour in the Wimbledon final was quite annoying. When he was it was a really good match, wasn't it? And the second it started slipping away from him was when it all started. And I don't know.
It's just like the yelling at the umpire and at his box all the time, and it's just tiresome. I did used to really, really like him, but there came a point in the last couple of years when it was more about yelling than it was about tennis. I used to like his hot shots and his tweeners were all so cool and really flashy, and I just kind of lost interest in all of that when he started kind of disrespecting like everyone. But I can see the appeal for sure. And I think, it's, as I was saying earlier, I think it's good that this generation has someone like Rune who's kind of got this fiery personality. But he plays a really similar tennis to Alcaraz as well, which is quite fun as well.
Yeah, absolutely. The worst Nick Kay was for match against Tsitsipas and his presser afterwards.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah,
I was not happy that day. God, and I think Tsitsipas behaved pretty dreadfully as well. I think it was kind of Kyrgios instigating it. Oh dear,
bad miss.
Alcaraz. Bad miss.
It was, I think Kyrgios kind of dragged Tsitsipas into his games, didn't he?
He did, and Tsitsipas he kind of seemed to be like the petulant one, and Kyrgios was kind of like the instigator and the kind of like it was a bad look. I mean, I think probably being on court one for that match on a Saturday night was probably really, really fun. If you weren't like super attached to tennis, I think quite a few people who will go on a Saturday are kind of just sports fans who are kind of having a fun day at Wimbledon. And the crowd, I think half the crowd didn't seem like they really cared much about the actual tennis. It was more about what was happening between the two players.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then all over Twitter was just like, "Oh, I'm just here for the handshake," and then it was just the most boring, benign handshake. It's a bit of a letdown, really.
Yeah.
But I think Tsitsipas learnt his lesson from the Medvedev Indian Wells incident.
Yes,
it's one of my favorite tennis moments ever.
Is that the bullshit Russian moment?
Yeah. Small kid who doesn't know how to fight.
But
a lovely drop volley from Alcaraz.
That was a lovely one. He was in a bit of trouble there. The stuff that Nick does kind of do, in the interacting with the crowd, the asking people in the crowd where he's going to serve and stuff like that. That's all good, isn't it? That's all good natured, and that is entertaining to watch. But absolutely, he kind of oversteps the mark too often, and the stuff with the umpires is just out of order. There's no real other way to describe it. Like he is just making somebody who's trying to do their job, he's making their life just miserable.
Yeah.
There's no real excuse for that, I don't think.
Yeah, that was that run he went on in I think it was Washington, and he beat Medvedev in the final. And throughout the week, he'd been asking a member in the crowd where he should serve when he had match point. And he was like in a really good. He wasn't abusing people really, and then he was in really good spirits. And then, like the following week, he's playing Khachanov, and Khachanov just does something to Kyrgios that just because he can serve, but he can also drag rallies out, and I think Kyrgios hates that.
Yeah,
and it was
a break point for Rune.
Oh dear, Alcaraz. That's a good serve.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Urban volley. Sorry,
Good
just what you say.
kick serve out wide. Very nicely done.
Lovely.
And yeah, and he had to go at the umpire, and then he said he was going to the toilet, and he took 2 rackets with him, and then I think they like cut to the camera inside like the hallway inside, and he just destroyed 2 rackets. Comes back out, the umpire's just watching him come back out with just 2 annihilated rackets.
Yeah.
That was funny, but yeah, I mean, it just got a bit much since then, really.
Yeah, it has.
Oh, I'll be a bit disappointed with that return.
Yeah, sort of. It was a good second serve, wasn't it? It bounced up quite high, but he should have made it. This feels like a very big game actually for Alcaraz.
Yeah, especially serving first. You need to get a hold, and then you can think about breaking, and then you always get the bigger lead when you serve first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Interesting. It's another kick serve, which I haven't seen him employ that much. Okay.
No. Mixed it up a bit there.
Good stuff. So who are your favourites for the Australian Open then?
God, yeah, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? I think. Yeah, I mean, you could Felix and Alcaraz, I guess, potentially. Medvedev, he's had a strange old year, hasn't he?
He has.
Medi. Yeah, and I mean, is Novak? What's going on with Novak? Been quite silent, isn't it?
I hope we know soon, because I really can't be bothered with this
every year.
Or
every 6 months, yeah.
Another endless cycle of weeks of being like, will he play? Won't he play?
Yeah.
For me, it kind of needs to get decided before the end of the year.
Yeah, you don't. We don't want to keep hearing from Craig Tiley all the time, and yeah.
Like they've got rid of the vaccine requirements. Good shot.
Yeah.
They've got rid of the vaccine requirements. I don't really see any reason for him to be banned. Like he was told he could come and play. He came and then was kicked out. Like, it's not really fair to ban him for 3 years. Let's be honest.
No, and why 3 years as well? Do you know what I mean? Why not 1 year? Why not 5? Why? It just seems a very sort of arbitrary amount of time.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So hopefully they see sense and just let him back in. And if they let him back in, like, all of our favorite players are going to lose to him. We have to accept that. But it's only fair. It's only fair that he plays.
But they get the chance to try and beat him at least.
Yeah, I mean, all my favorite players will probably be out in the first week. So.
So yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on, if the Australian Open was next week, then I mean, Felix and Novak wasn't playing. Felix would potentially be the favourite, wouldn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
But, yeah. It always kind of changes, doesn't it? You have the ATP finals, and then you have it's something always shifts between the end of the year and the start of the year. It's very hard to sort of kind of make any big judgments, I think, on the Australian Open until the new year. I
do think players who do well in indoor hard courts do tend to do quite well in Australia as well. I guess maybe more for the night matches. I suppose there does seem to be quite a big difference between day and night matches in Australia. And I know there's been a lot of, not so much anymore, but there used to be quite a lot of discourse over Federer getting nighttime favoritism over Djokovic, and Djokovic having to play in the day and stuff like this. But yeah, like Djokovic obviously is the king down there. Medvedev does really well. Team has been very close to winning. 2 sets up in Novak in that final 2020. I think the main thing for team is Tsitsipas is really good there. I mean, he's made 3 semis, I think.
That was kind of his big breakthrough, wasn't it? 2019,
I think. Yeah, and he beat Federer.
Yeah.
That was the whole changing of the guard narrative when it really got going.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I guess Federer would have been two-time champion then, wouldn't he? Won at 17 and 18.
Yes.
He dethroned him there.
Good serve from Alcaraz. Clip the line.
Yeah. Rune looks a bit uncertain. So you think
What
Rune
is going on with the camera?
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Very odd.
missed it.
Out.
Yeah, that was definitely worth a challenge. I didn't think it was clearly in at all.
No, my initial reaction was it was in as well.
Oof.
Well, it was just netted one there.
That's just so disappointing, isn't it? If you get a look at a second serve and then you don't make anything with it and you just net a backhand. But
yeah. Now he's 30 love down.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like he's kind of getting maybe slightly irritable, Rune. I don't know.
Yeah, can never really tell until he properly loses it.
Yeah.
Great. Ooh. Yeah, he is getting a bit irritated. He's not happy with that being called in at all.
No, his body language, he's sort of slumping a bit. I wonder if we're starting to see a bit of a change in mood for Rune.
I think he wants this done quickly. Oof, that was
And it's
just
that's not good. That's not going to do anything to help his mood.
No. Yeah, we'll see. I think if he keeps serving well, I think both of them just need to rely on their serve right now. What a return!
That was good. It's a shame it's at 40 love.
Yeah. You always hit your best shot at the most meaningless points, though.
You do.
Always.
Normally when the serve's called out.
Yeah. Oh, I always used to do that.
Yeah.
So I would go along and I'd just rifle a return. I'm like,
so I can do it, but
yeah. Clearly, when my brain switched off.
Just had a text from a friend saying, "I'll wait till this point plays out." Now we've got a long rally.
Finally. Oh.
Backhand to backhand.
Oh, that's a gorgeous backhand from Carlos. Yeah.
That was lovely. Backhand down the line.
Big vamos from Carlos as well. That was a lovely rally.
He's still fighting. He's still believing.
Yeah, he's got such a good attitude, Carlos, as well.
He does. I had a text from a friend that saying he thinks Rune has only lost to Felix since he started working with Patrick Muratoglu.
Yeah, I think that's right, actually.
Yeah. Which is
he lost to Husler in the Sofia final, but I think that was just before he partnered up with Patrick.
With Patrick, okay.
Because the whole Simona Halep business, kind of, it was announced not long after he'd linked up with Holger.
Right.
Yeah. People may say what they want about Patrick ditching Simona Halep when she goes through that.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people who are not fans of him and the way he does things.
I don't think loyalty is probably his biggest kind of quality, is it? Just going to grab a drink really quickly, Jeffrey.
Cool.
1 second.
Mm-hmm. All right then, chat. Tell me who's going to win the next gen finals next week. It's probably going to be Rune, but I want to hear what you say anyway. Rune has been put on a leash. Any little gesture catches him. Multi-syllabics. Rune has to win next gen if he can be bothered. I'm sure he can, John. I don't think his problem is being lazy.
If he can be bothered.
Yeah, I was asking who's going to win next gen, but if it's not Rune, like it's very similar to last year when we were like, Alcaraz has to win the next gen finals, surely.
Yeah.
and he beat Korda in straight sets.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's the same with Rune this year.
I'm just having a look at I'm not aware of the whole line. I know Mazzetti's playing, isn't he? And Draper as well. That's going to be interesting.
I think Dominic Strick is there. I didn't know he was young enough to qualify for that. I thought he was a bit older.
Okay. Yeah.
And I thought, because I know Sebastian Baez played last year and did very well, got to the semis, but I think he's too old now, because I think he turns 22 in December.
Right. Okay.
So,
yeah.
Because I didn't see him on the race to Milan at all this year. Also, a huge return from Alcaraz.
Seems like he's kind of getting his eye in a bit, doesn't he?
Often with Alcaraz, there just needs to be one little gear shift from him or his opponent, and things can change.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I've enjoyed what I've seen from Rune so far. If anything, I'm kind of expecting more drama, to be honest. That's a great volley.
Oh, he covered the net very well there, Rune. God, what you got to say about that, John? Rune showing his net prowess. That was nice. That was a big point as well, because he could have gone two break points down.
They just showed a replay of the serve and it was actually out.
Right.
So
wow.
Interesting now.
Yeah. Do it in a slam final and I might change my mind, says John. Fair. Big serve.
Very good serve. I'm surprised Alcaraz didn't get a play on it, really, though. I thought. Yeah, Turin's going to be very interesting for Alcaraz. I'm not sure what to expect, especially if he's in a group with Felix. It's going to be tough.
Yeah. Again, there he could have returned that one potentially.
Yeah, and he's, like imagine he gets put in a group with Djokovic, Felix, and someone he can be like Rublev or whatever.
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult for him, and not that he has anything left to prove this season. I think he's still 19. He's had an amazing year.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, I guess it. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, I guess he'd love to be year-end number one, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Is it just Rafa that can take it from him?
I don't know. I don't know how far. I think Rude's quite close still as well, isn't he?
I think he's fallen a bit off because I think if he'd won more recently since the US Open, I think he'd be. But I think he's back to world number 4 now. So
potentially not then. Let's have a look rankings.
Do you know who Rune reminds me of when it comes to line calls? Is Ostapenko. He doesn't believe it when his shot is called out. Refuses to accept.
Yeah. Complete disbelief.
Yeah. They'd make a hilarious mixed doubles team. Gosh.
Wow. Ooh, that was a weird one.
It was a huge return, but Alcaraz just didn't move.
No. He almost sort of like kind of went to volley it, but yeah. Strange.
Bizarre.
One of his court position was too far forward. Felix has been. Yeah, I guess that's kind of what you've been saying, isn't it, Jeffro?
I think John's just trying to show off his tweets, to be honest. He's trying to boost engagement.
He is, yeah. He's basically just using our quotes for his tweets.
That was good composure.
I think we need to start requesting our names next to the tweets. Who said what?
Yeah. Otherwise, when he has 100,000 followers, we're not going to get the credit that we deserve. That was a nice drop shot from Alcaraz there. Another big point.
Yeah. It is a big point.
That's another big point here. Can he make a first serve? No, he can't.
It's gone long. Yeah. Sort of spat on his racket there, Holger, didn't he?
I think it's blowing, I guess.
Oh, I missed it.
He'll be disappointed with that.
That was a bad miss, yeah.
I don't know what's he doing?
What did he do there? He just kind of did that sort of zip your mouth.
He's telling his mum to shut up again because he did that in Roland Garros, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
he is a character. Oh, he's showing my tweets now. Yes.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Got some engagement for you, Jeffro.
Do you know what? I bet John didn't even like or retweet that. So you better go do that now. Cheers, John. Thank you very much. Oh, lovely shot, Alcaraz.
Nice. So he's held.
Really nice. He looks... Yeah, if he's going 15-30 down, he still looks a bit more relaxed than he did in the first set. He's playing a bit more freely now.
Yeah, he is. He is. I feel like he's more in the match now. As you say, the longer rallies have maybe sort of helped him to find his feet a bit.
Yeah. I think he'll want to drag the rallies out as well. But just not give Rune anything too short because he's just cracking everything that's too short.
Yeah, he is. He started to mix it up a bit, Alcaraz. He's thrown a few drops in.
Yeah. Brandon Nakashima for the next gen finals. Yeah, I could see him winning it.
Nakashima. Could happen, yeah. Was he at Wimbledon? Where did he get to Wimbledon? 4th round?
I think 4th round, lost to Kyrgios.
Lost to Kyrgios, yeah.
Yeah, in 5. He played really well, actually in that tournament.
Yeah. So who we got in the next gen finals? So we've got...
Have you got it up?
Yes, I've got an article up. We got, obviously, Rune, we've got Mazzetti, Jack Draper, Nakashima, Yuri Lehechka as well.
Nice. He's had a good season.
Yeah. Chun Sin Zeng will be there.
Cool.
And Francesco Pesaro.
Is Dominic Stricker there as well?
And Dominic Stricker, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. It's a good lineup. I mean, you can't really look past Rune, but I think Nakashima, Draper, and Musetti are all very, very capable of winning that as well, to be honest.
Yeah. Sinner won the next gen, didn't he, a few years ago?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't remember what year. Oh, he's done a Alcaraz there.
Yeah. He's flopped.
Or a Jocko smash, as it's more commonly referred to in tennis.
Yeah, Jockos are not great, are they?
No.
I wonder if something like that could get into Rune's head a bit. Thanks, John.
Lehecka went to the semis in Rotterdam this year. Took Tsitsipas to 3 sets, so I'm excited to see what he can produce.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't really know much about Pesaro.
No, same. I think looking at that, I would say that Rune is the favourite, as you say. I feel like the winner could come from the top 4 though as well.
Yes,
they see the 4 standouts.
I'd actually probably put the favourites in that exact order for the top 4 at least.
Right.
Rune, Musetti, Draper, Nakashima.
Yeah, sounds. Oh, he's gone for it but missed it. Yeah, potentially that.
I've just had a message saying Felix in his Annette Conteve era, and I'm here for it.
Yes.
She went on that crazy indoor hardcourt run, didn't she? And now she's.
That's right.
We hope he's not in his Annette Conteve era, because otherwise he will get to world number 2 and then not really be a world number 2 and then fall off the planet.
And then lose to maybe, I'm just trying to think, obviously Conteve lost to Rune, didn't she? Maybe Federer might make a comeback and beat Felix.
Nadal on one foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
To be
well,
fair,
actually, he did.
Nadal beat Fritz on 1 foot, to be fair.
Yeah, and he beat Auger-Aliassime when he was gasping for air after every point of the French
Yeah,
Open.
yeah. That's true.
Yeah, Nadal had some struggles at the French and then just breezed past Casper Ruud, which is probably what he wanted. Like, he couldn't have gone any better from that final because Zverev was, I mean, I would blame the conditions for that match, for the injury and for the way the match turned out. I mean, people are saying it was the best some of the best 2 sets of tennis for the entire year. I was like, no, it was just awful.
It was horrendous. It was horrendous quality. Yeah, like it was just. It was.
Were you at that match? Because I know Owen was.
No. I think Owen was okay. I'm not sure whether John was as well. We were the Rude match was a couple of days before. Wasn't out that one, but yeah, it wasn't good quality at all.
No,
but it could have gone. It could have gone either way, couldn't it? If Zverev hadn't got injured.
Yeah, I think if Nadal took that tiebreak, it would have been game set for Nadal. I don't think there would have been a way back, but you never know. Oh dear!
Oh wow! Okay,
that's a sitter.
Okay, that was a poor volley. I think John's gonna
got juice now. Here we go.
That was wild. Rafa Zverev and Ruud Cilic. Okay. God, I forgot Cilic was made the semi-finals.
I know, and he's 34, and he made his first ever French Open semi-final. It's amazing.
Yeah. He would have had the. Oh, that's a brilliant.
That's a gorgeous backhand.
He would have completed the career slam in terms of finals, wouldn't he, Cilic, if he would have got to that final?
Yes.
Which is mad.
I feel like everyone likes Cilic. He's such a nice guy, and he's really fun to watch when he puts it together.
Yeah. And he's very relatable because he's so kind of can be so fragile, can't he? Sort of mentally.
Oh, it's a good drop shot from Alcaraz.
Yeah. Oh, one moment. I'm just going to come off screen for 1 second.
Cool. Love Cilic, but when he's changing that outfit, it feels like he's been wearing it for years. I mean, you can say that about a lot of players. Tiafoe changing his kit every 2 minutes in recent months because he sweats through it all. Alcaraz just kicked the ball. Is he irritated? Yeah, I would say he is irritated. I would say they're both getting irritated with each other, which is very fun to watch. Who's winning ATP Finals, Jethro, and why? I wouldn't rule out Tsitsipas. I don't think he'll win, but I think he'll definitely clear his group and maybe make the final. But I'd say my 2 favorites are either Felix or Djokovic, and I'd put Tsitsipas in as a outside, very potential chance.
Oh, you're going Tsitsipas as an outsider?
Yeah, I've just got a feeling he's going to peak massively. I've actually got Paul beating him today, but we'll see.
We've got a juice here. We've got advantage Rune.
Oh, it's a shocking return.
Pulled that. Yep. That's not good. So on serve 3-3.
Ghost, I have a feeling you're Ghost. I've got a feeling you're a big Rune fan. I might be wrong, but it sounds like you are.
What did Ghost say? I can't see that.
Just go on the comments bit on there next to the private chat.
Oh yeah.
That's a good serve from Alcaraz. I'm putting John's going for Tommy Paul in Paris. Yeah, I would love that. He's going to have to beat Tsitsipas and Djokovic. And I say Djokovic, I don't know if Musetti can do a whole lot against Novak on an indoor hard court, but I like to be surprised, so who knows.
So yeah, I like bad boys. I became a Rune fan just this year.
Nice.
Oh,
Oh dear. Pushed wide by Rune. We're
yeah,
getting some more interesting exchanges finally, though.
we are. Yeah, yeah. Few longer rallies. Treating the Holgy besties as always.
John's managed to find his way to Stan Twitter. This is not good.
That's a tweet from that's from today, is it?
I assume so, yeah.
Yeah. That was a very deep shot.
Hmm.
Oh,
That's a bit of a sitter.
yeah, yeah. He's had a couple of bad ones at the net, Rune.
Yeah, John's point is being proved about the about the name. Although they've both missed completely easy smashes, so
They have. Hopefully, John didn't see that.
should be a comfortable hold here for Alcaraz. It's another very good return. Good backhand down the line. Yeah, nice.
Nice.
Good
Yeah,
from Alcaraz. He needs to be doing a bit more with his serve, I think. You know, that's
He
kind
does.
of sitting up in the box, and you know, it doesn't matter if it's a first serve. If it sits up, it's going to be smashed very hard back at you. But he dealt with that very well.
Yeah.
Just seems like he's tightened things up a little bit.
And
he's still making errors, but yeah.
It feels like he needs that as well, because if he can start holding a bit more comfortably, then he might be able to start applying some pressure as well on Rune's service games.
Yeah, for sure. And like, he's a good returner. Like, when you're a good returner, your chances will come at some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, you just got to keep on holding. First of all, it's a lot of it's mental. It's, you know, it's what when you get players like Isner and Apelka who sometimes win sets occasionally, like 6-4 or 6-3. It's because, you know, you feel you know that you're not going to break, or you have so little doubt. There's so much doubt that you're going to break that you put so much pressure on holding your own serve.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, you know, if you do get broken, you're kind of toast for the set, and that can really play on your mind a lot.
That's it. Yeah. That kind of really goes back, as reminds me of the Murray Isner match at Wimbledon this year. I think Murray ended up getting broken maybe about 2 or 3 times by Isner, which was exactly that. He knew he wasn't having seeing Isner's second serve.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Isner's serve was a joke that match. It was incredible. Murray's just lost that kind of split.
Yeah,
split I have to go. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's interesting. Thank you.
Ooh, sounds fascinating. Thank you, Ghost.
Yeah. Very interesting.
See you soon, brother.
Cheers, Ghost. He's now playing Padel. Padel's a great game. Have you played it?
I played it for the first time in Portugal last year, and I loved it.
Oh, it's
really
brilliant!
Fun.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Yeah, it's awesome. Oh, it's a nice forehand from Rune.
Yeah,
their forehands are really similar. They hit it very, very,
very flat and very powerful.
Yeah, and then when they're kind of growing cross court, that's when they get their spin on it. They've got good depth on that serve. Oh, hello.
That's a great shot from Alcaraz.
Oh, he's challenged it. Oh, I hope that was in. That was a gorgeous forehand.
I hope that was in. Oh yes.
Yeah. Caught the outside of the line.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well in.
Miles in.
I think Alcaraz. I've got a feeling Alcaraz might get a break here.
Yeah, I mean, I really want this to go through anyway. Even though I did predict Rune to win, I'm still rooting for Alcaraz. But
well, you went for Rune in 3 as well, didn't you? So you can root for Alcaraz in this set.
Exactly. Interesting.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, it's just really good aggressive play from Rune there.
So Rune is winning the longer rallies.
I don't suppose we've got a stat on how many rallies have gone over 10 shots, or 9 shots even.
There's been a few more in the second set, but still not many. Oh,
that
terrible!
Was
that was less than halfway up the net, and even if it cleared the net, it was probably just about making the doubles line.
Yeah, he got his footing and his technical wrong there.
Mm.
Which, I mean, I'm surprised it doesn't happen more. Like, these guys
happens
are so
a lot when I play.
like if I hit a technically good backhand, it's a miracle.
Yeah.
And these guys just get it right all the time. It's mental.
All the time. Yeah.
I think a lot of people who never play tennis can't really quite grasp how good these people are.
Yeah, because they make it look so easy, as you say.
Yeah, like if you play yourself or sometimes play yourself or have played and you watch live, that's, I think, the true appreciation of how amazing these people are.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've got juice now. A couple of errors from Rune.
It was a good return from Alcaraz there. And
it was
he
right.
Rushed him. He did what Rune did to him a couple of games ago, actually, with that big return.
Yeah.
Just definitely a tactic he needs to try and employ more on a second serve.
Oh,
it's another good return. He's
pushed
it wide. I think Rune's footwork has gone a little bit sloppy.
Getting a bit tight, do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
That first serve percentage from Rune, that's high, isn't it?
Wow, that's very, very good.
Very good. And even his win percentage on the second serve.
In fact, Alcaraz is actually beating him on that win percentage, which I'm surprised by.
Yeah.
That disregards Jack's stat. No, it doesn't really.
Oh, he'll be disappointed. That's exactly what we were talking about, wasn't it? He's kind of gone
gets too excited.
Gets too excited. I mean, yeah.
He's just such a bundle of fireball energy that he just wants to just crack the ball everywhere.
Yeah.
And he can do that, but he just needs to get that back into play and just keep it deep.
Yeah. You could, well, that was the adrenaline, wasn't it? Just sort of flying that ball.
It's gone wrong on the first serve.
I
wonder if we'll see that first serve percentage dip a bit now.
Potentially, especially if he's feeling quite tight.
I don't think we've had a double fault yet from either player.
Well played, Rune. No?
He's not lobbed well today, Alcaraz, and that's something he usually does pretty well.
He's a bit frustrated, Alcaraz, because he had a chance there.
He is getting frustrated.
And the way Rune is serving, I guess he's maybe not going to get that many chances.
No. It's a good serve.
Yeah, good return as well. And then he's gone long.
He's just gone long. Oh, is that a swear word, Holger? You naughty boy.
Oh, no. Lucky we haven't got the sound on here. We'd have to have the explicit rating side.
I'm muted.
Right.
Very big point here.
Yeah. Yeah, we're seeing that the first serves.
And Alcaraz's return on that previous one, although it took an error from Rune to lose the point, he put it back into play and got it deep, and that's what he needs to do. It's the first double fault.
There's your double fault.
Always, it's the commentator's curse. Whenever a commentator says he's yet to double fault, they always double fault straight after.
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice picture.
That's a nice picture indeed.
Yeah.
I quite like the kit, to be honest. I think Nike have done quite. It's quite out there, but I quite enjoy it.
It's quite nice.
So Alcaraz actually only had one break point so far, and that must have been the point previous. So second break point of the match for him.
What a time to produce a first double fault.
It's always the last time, the absolute worst time. Oh, it's another very good serve, and he should
Oh,
put
he's
that
serving
away.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
There's a dry volleyed winner from Rune at the net.
top composure. Top composure, that.
Yep. Yep. Very good. Still feels like we haven't had, it's been good, isn't it? But it feels like we certainly haven't had both players playing at the top of their game at the same time yet.
No. That's kind of why I want Alcaraz to win the set as well, because I want to see them both peaking in the final set. That'd be great.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's struggling on the first serve from the juice side now. I think that's 3 or 4 missed in a row. Great return.
Yeah. Oh, he
he's
put that
pushed
out.
the back.
Oh,
Alcaraz.
frustration. Wow.
He might get a warning for that.
Do you think?
Did a full-on spin and
Spin.
It's like a baseball shot.
Yeah, yeah, there it is. And he shanked that as well.
Yeah.
Oh. Bit of rare kind of.
He caught it. What a catch in the crowd, though.
That's brilliant.
Soft hands.
Deserves to keep the ball, surely.
Definitely. Oh, it's another good serve. He
Lovely
served really
serve.
well from the ad side there. Fair play.
He has. So actually, his serve in the end has got him out of trouble after a shaky game.
I actually witnessed the best crowd catch I've ever seen in tennis. I've seen better in cricket. There's been some stunners in the crowd, but when I was watching Tommy Paul against Vesely at Wimbledon this year, there was like a ball that went out and like Tommy Paul like flicked it away and I like shot into the crowd and this bloke just like sticks his hand out and just grabs it and the whole crowd just went crazy. It was like excellent.
Oh, that's amazing. That feels like if that happened and you dropped it, you'd be so disappointed of yourself, wouldn't you?
I know. Oof. Yeah, another Paul backhand. I wonder if that's something that Alcaraz needs to explore now, is to target the backhand, kick it out a bit.
Feels like it, doesn't it? Feels like it's, yeah.
And it's a big game as well.
Same photo, isn't it?
John, you've already shown us this picture, mate.
Oh, that was a strange shot, wasn't it? Yeah.
Alcaraz got ready to challenge, but the ball hadn't even landed yet, so the call didn't come.
No.
They're both getting very, very tense.
They are. It feels like obviously it's a big match in the context of this tournament, but maybe also a big match in the context of these two as well, because I think they're going to have a lot of matches in the future.
Definitely, and I think they've played, juniors together a lot as well, so there'll be some personal bragging rights.
I checked it. Sure. Yeah, they're only 1 month apart in age as well.
Yes, it's interesting. It's interesting how all that works, and like we class them in with Sinner and Auger-Aliassime, but they're a couple of years older.
Yeah. These two a month apart. I think Alcaraz a month younger, I think.
Yeah, and then you give it 5 years, and there's going to be another bunch of 18. Oh, great serve!
Great hold. That clean means business of that hold.
That couldn't have been a more perfect hold, really.
Yeah. Now
he just needs to calm down a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think Rune getting a bit irate and overexcited kind of helps him most of the time, whereas Alcaraz, it's usually his detriment is getting too emotionally kind of invested.
Having said that, though, in this match, it seemed like that first set, Rune was quite calm throughout.
He did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's the picture I saw earlier today, yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Very cute.
Oh, Alcaraz looks the same, doesn't he?
Yeah, Rune is the one who's actually grown up, I suppose. Alcaraz just looks a couple of years older.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It feels like this could be a big rivalry. So I think could be a lot riding on this potentially.
Absolutely. And if it goes anything like Sinner and Alcaraz matches have already gone, we are in for a treat.
Absolutely.
Did you pick a favourite for Turin?
I haven't, no, but I think I mean, if you had to press me now, yeah, I mean, I can't look beyond Djokovic, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, obviously been making smooth progress through this draw. So yeah, I think unless Djokovic doesn't win, Djokovic wins Paris, I'll have to back him for Turin.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't, I mean, it seems like, as he says, a bit of a toss-up at the moment between him and Felix in terms of they both seem quite stand out 1 and 2 favourites, I think.
Yes. There's a big service game coming for Rune here.
It is, yeah.
Starts well with good serve and forehand.
Now we're into a rally though.
Nice backhand cross court from Alcaraz.
Oh, that's a nice inside-out forehand.
Oh, and it goes again. Very nicely done.
That was nice. Rune's not going to have enjoyed that being put on the floor.
That's good. That's good tennis from Alcaraz.
Get
him on the stretch.
There's an absolute sort of shift, isn't there, in the last 10 minutes or so? Alcaraz is the better player right now.
Yeah.
And he needs to take advantage.
I think, Rune's serve is all that's really keeping him in this set at the moment. Yeah,
definitely.
But we'll see, because he was serving so well from the other end on the ad side. So curious to see how he goes on the other end. Yeah, not enough on that. Well put away though.
Oh, well put away. Alcaraz getting frustrated.
It's another good serve. Oh, it's a great forehand from Rune. Drive volley. Yeah. His point construction is another thing that's just really, really impressing me at the moment.
Yeah. He's kind of coming, mixing it up very well, isn't he?
Yeah.
That was lovely. He came in at the exact perfect moment. Hit a great. Yeah. That was a great volley as well. The second last one he hit.
Yeah, really mature point, especially at such a big moment. Could be heading for a tiebreak if he keeps this up on serve, and another return goes long from Carlos.
Another one. Oh. This is good, very good resistance actually from Rune. He's upped it just as he felt as like he might be losing a bit of a grip on the set. He's upped his game.
Yeah, after that disappointing, a great point from Alcaraz to open the game, he's recovered really nicely.
Yeah, he has. Still yet to be broken as well.
Yeah. That was an ambitious return.
Oh, wow. Yeah. God. Quite wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's 40-15, you get into a rally. Could have, didn't have to do that really.
No.
Bit of frustration there creeping in from Alcaraz.
Yeah, he just needs to get back to focusing on his serve, really.
Yeah.
And if it goes to a tiebreak, then he's going to have to play well because he's up against it here.
Yeah. I mean, I guess tiebreak, the way Rune has been serving, it's be interesting to see.
Starts pretty well. Rune might be a bit disappointed with that return, but he's still having a go at someone in his box.
Be nice to see a tiebreak, I think, wouldn't it?
Yeah, this set I think deserves it. Although it would be awesome to see Alcaraz hold here and just peak on a return game and take the set. Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, that was nice. Very good.
They love a dry volley forehand, don't they?
Yeah, there's been a few of them today. Also mature from Alcaraz. Very nice.
Yeah,
Both playing tennis kind of quite beyond both play beyond their years, don't they?
absolutely. No, I completely agree. A startling reminder of how much younger than they are than us.
Yeah. yeah, absolutely. Probably a few years, yeah, almost. I'm probably almost double, I think, their age. Not quite. Not quite.
But yeah, he's been very comfortable on serve this set, actually, for the most part. Alcaraz.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
I think that's
again,
his third love hold of the set, which is
yeah,
when Rune has been returning like he has. That's very, very good.
yeah.
Oh, is he asking for the trainer?
Oh no, possibly.
Oh, I always worry when they do that.
I feel like Rune is kind of his sort of overall kind of his ground strokes have kind of gone off the boil a bit actually, because he hasn't, as you say, he hasn't won a point on Alcaraz's serve, and it's only really been his first serve.
Yeah,
Gone off the boil a little bit maybe.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
in that return.
Pulled something in his sort of stomach rib area maybe.
Yeah, trainer's on straight away.
Trainer's out. Oh, this is a shame. Hopefully it's just
he seemed okay serving, so I'm sure it's not.
That's true. Yeah, he served out easily. Yeah.
Look at these legends. Thank you, Nick.
What's your summary so far? Do you want to go first, Jeffrey?
No, you can go for it, mate. I'll have a quick look at what Alcaraz is saying to the trainer.
Yeah, I think it's kind of been Rune has been serving amazingly well. Alcaraz hasn't broken him yet. Yeah, that's what the first set I'd say was kind of about that really. There wasn't very many kind of long rallies, but both players were kind of there wasn't many long rallies, but sort of Rune's serve was kind of probably the difference in the first set. Feels like Alcaraz has kind of stepped it up a bit in the second set. He's been holding more easily the last few games, but Rune has still been serving well. Neither player playing their best at the same time yet, although the quality is starting to rise, I would say, has started to rise in this second set. But it's a real shame this has happened, actually, Nick, because it seemed like the match was just kind of entering a really interesting stage.
Yeah, and I quickly changed the commentary very briefly, and it sounded like Petchy was saying that it's been. I think he overheard Alcaraz saying he's felt it throughout the match and it's been getting worse.
Right. Okay.
So, it looks like we're gonna have a medical timeout.
Oh God, which is interesting because Alcaraz has played better in this set, hasn't he?
Yeah. And he's not like stalling for for gamesmanship or whatever. We saw him very clearly wince quite considerably after that return. He gets some tape on him.
Yeah. But as you say, it seems like something he can play through, but does he want to do? He certainly doesn't want to do it more damage.
I'm not sure if it is his hip. Maybe it is.
Above the hip.
It seems to be above the hip.
It says abdomen. Just going to take this opportunity, Jeffrey, to go to the loo.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, it definitely looks above the hip, more of a muscle thing. Well, hopefully we don't have a spoiled ending to this match because it looks like it's just about to heat up. But we'll see. So Paris using reusable bottles, very good, very environmentally friendly. Thoughts on Tommy Paul? I think he's very, very good. I've backed him to beat Tsitsipas today, actually. Don't know if I'll regret that, but yeah, he's impressed me all year. I saw him at Wimbledon live and just thought he's just an unbelievable athlete. And yeah, he's come a long way. Won his first title last year in Stockholm. I think it was Stockholm. And yeah, I've just been really, really impressed with him this year. Next year should really be looking at top 20 at least. I think, maybe top 15. He's capable. I think he's capable of beating anyone really on his day. So yeah, I don't know if we'll see him winning slams or Masters 1000s, but he's got the game too. I reckon he's got the speed of shot. He's got the serve. He's got the athleticism. So yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to come from him. Does Rafa have any chance in Turin? Unfortunately, John, it pains me to tell you this, but no, he does not. He's wowed all of us and amazed us this year multiple times, but I think winning a tournament he's never won before when he's just come back from injury again, and he just looks exhausted. He's recently a father. I just don't think there's much chance of him beating. And he's up against very good indoor hard court players as well. He's going to be playing like might have Djokovic, he might have Rublev. You might have a chance against someone like Casper Ruud, maybe, who hasn't shown an immense level on indoor hard courts, but I'm not sure there's a whole lot he can do.
Is that Rafa? Yeah.
Yeah.
JG said after he lost to Tiafoe in New York, he was done and we would never see him doing well again. I'm not sure we can kind of go. I wouldn't go that far, I don't think.
No, I think that's a bit much. We've still got. We'll see how he is in Melbourne, but we've still got the clay season. We've still got the French Open. Awesome, nice forehand from Alcaraz down the line. Yeah. Good defense from Rune.
Yeah.
Ooh,
that was wild.
That didn't look good.
No. Let's hope he's okay.
Not too sure what the exact extent of the issue is. Really.
No, it's a shame we haven't got a sort of a physio or medical expert part of the talking tennis team.
Yeah.
I mean, and give some By the way, it's a pressure moment for Rune to be waiting, come out and serve to stay in the set.
Definitely, not. It's never nice waiting that long, and you're like your muscles cool, and you need to keep yourself kind of keep warm and keep going, because otherwise you just get back to playing points, and your body just doesn't feel right. It's a good volley. Wow, lovely play from Alcaraz.
Wow, that surprised me the way he attacked the net there.
Did the old Roger Federer saber almost?
The saber, the sneak attack. That was lovely.
Looked really good than that. I wonder if that's just like a tactic, or if it's I need to shorten these points quickly. Yeah. Hopefully it's the first one.
Hopefully it's the first one. The first point he's played in that manner, though, isn't it? Which might say something about the injury. I don't know.
Yeah. Couple of missed serves by. Oof.
Oh.
Again, he's just going for too much there.
Yeah.
He's trying to find these like crazy angles, and I'm like, you've had a lot of success by just smashing returns at his feet,
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It doesn't have to be an outright winner, does it, to win the point?
No. Good serve.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, John's just I know.
He's trying to get us copyrighted.
A little screenshot. That's kind of as much as he can do. No moving images.
Yeah, just got to screenshot and just post really like quick moving images. It's another miss serve on the juice side for Rune.
It looks like we're going to a tie break.
Yeah. Oh, that's nicely played.
Oh,
Good
very
drop
nice. Means business going into the tie break. Lovely drop shot.
Mm.
I think before the injury, I would have given Alcaraz the edge in this second set in the tie break, but now I don't.
Same.
Really hard to say now what's going to happen.
Depends. Yeah, I mean Alcaraz, he was hurt, but he was serving fine. So
yeah,
we'll see. Good start on the serve. Yeah.
Yep, great serve. Very nice. As you say, perhaps the injury not really impacting the serve. It would appear so.
Yeah, it's funny how that works. Although I would imagine it would be impacted with the area where the injury was, but
Yeah. Patrick, little fist bump.
Yeah. Down the tee, good serve from Rune. Ooh, yeah, he's done well.
Took it out the sky, didn't he?
Yeah.
Love a drive volley.
Really well placed as well.
Rune is Danish dynamite, says Tom Anderson.
Yeah, that's a good description, actually. Oof. Yeah, he's made it. Great serve.
Oh, yep. Good serve. Good serve.
Wow. That's almost pretty much unreturnable, I would say. And it wasn't even particularly fast.
Great angle.
Mm.
Serve. Very well placed.
My hope for 2023 is for Diego to get either Federer or Barty to coach him how to do good placement and spot serving. Because he's never going to hit 130 miles an hour on serves, but he can sort his placement out.
Yeah, yeah. Ooh.
What was that?
What happened there? Is Alcaraz stopping? I think he's going to stop.
Oh, no.
Oh, what a shame. What a shame.
Oh, he's retired.
Oh, God. So Rune takes the victory.
He must have been in a lot of pain.
Yeah. He still looked like he could be competitive in the tiebreak, but he must just think he's not going to be able to A, win, or B, might do it more damage as well.
Yeah, and he's got Turin in, less than 2 weeks, so I suppose he's making the right call. Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, such a shame. The match was
Reminiscent of Medvedev's retirement against Djokovic in Astana.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
That's very disappointing.
Oh, what a shame.
Well, hopefully we will see him in Turin.
Yeah, I think he knows that he's in a lot of pain and he needs to not force it and get it looked at before.
Yeah.
But another big win for Rune. There's still no sets dropped.
Gosh, yeah.
Wait, I'll quickly have a look at it.
The first time Alcaraz has retired, it must be.
I can't remember an instance of him retiring. No, Rune lost the first set to Wawrinka in first round, and then since then has not lost a set to Hurkacz, Rublev, or Alcaraz.
Impressive. Yeah.
Very impressive.
Rune. Holger through to meet Felix. That's going to be interesting.
That's very interesting. A repeat of Sunday's final.
Yeah.
Very excited.
Yeah. Just looked like it was catching fire, didn't it, the match? And then that happened.
Yeah. I thought Alcaraz was going to take one of his break points in that second set, but Rune served brilliantly. And Alcaraz's return just wasn't quite good enough.
Yeah. John's asking who would have won if Carlos would have stayed fit.
I don't know. I think Alcaraz, if he'd taken that second set, I think I could have seen him sneaking the third. But
I think Alcaraz would have won the second set, and I think my prediction was looking quite good.
Yeah. It was going to be very, very tasty. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, it was good whilst it lasted.
Yeah, that was very enjoyable, actually.
Yeah. So now the matchup is 1-1 between them.
Yeah. Where did Alcaraz beat Rune? I've forgotten now.
Next gen last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Alcaraz has another rival from this generation.
Yeah. So we've got. Yeah, Turin's going to be interesting, and
for sure, got an exciting couple of weeks of tennis coming up.
Yeah.
And then a well-deserved off-season for us and the players.
A well-deserved off-season for us and them, exactly. Yeah. Nick would have backed a healthy Carlos. I think I'm siding with Nick there. I think that's right.
Yeah,
I had Alcaraz in 3 anyway. So
I think I would have as well. But the Dane moves on.
He does. He's the Danish dynamite. Is proving unstoppable at the moment.
Danish dynamite. I'm very looking forward to that match with Felix. That should be very exciting.
Yeah. We've got Djokovic Mazzetti later as well.
Some good matches. Then sits past Paul. So we've got 2 more really fun matches today.
Yeah. John's joining us in a couple of minutes. I think he said there.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Yes,
actually, while I might nip to the toilet, I'll be right back.
Yeah, go for it. So yeah, disappointing end to the match. Guess quite mature from Alcaraz, really, actually, to just be able to say, actually, enough's enough. I can't carry on. Because certainly, I've seen a lot of players, particularly players his age, trying to sort of fight through and play, but seems like he was able to, have quite a bit of perspective there and see the bigger picture. Farms have arrived, Nick. But Felix, Alcaraz, Rublev, Medvedev, and Sinner.
By the way, what does he mean by farms? I'm not quite sure.
Hi, John. I'm just working it out. I think so. Felix, Alcaraz. I think he's talking about
Okay, so Felix, Alcaraz, Rune. I
don't know why.
And Musetti and Sinner, I guess. How about that, Nick? This feels like some sort of Times cryptic crossword that we've all had to try and fix. How you doing, by the way, Jethro? That was a tasty match until that kind of disappointing end. Is that fair?
Yeah, it was getting really exciting towards the end. It was high quality tennis overall, but I think we kind of already said they hadn't quite peaked at the same time against each other yet. And I feel like we would have got that in the third set. But yeah, it was still very interesting and an interesting kind of insight into how close Rune is to Alcaraz's level right now, at least on these courts.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Jamie? I mean, I know Nick said he thought he saw a potential comeback for Alcaraz. I must admit, I kind of know where Nick is coming from. It's quite difficult. If you're a Holger Rune fan, by the way, you've got your narrative. And by the way, we've got all this for the next 2 decades. We've got this to look forward to as the big 3 sail off into the sunset, and we think, oh, okay, Twitter will calm down now, and there won't be any more fights. We'll have Holger Rune fans talking about this match, saying their man would have won, and there'll be Carlos Alcaraz fans saying he was coming back, he was going to win. And they'll still be talking about this match in 20 years. You'll think that it's just a quarterfinal of Paris Bercy, but no, those fans won't forget.
That's what we were saying. Yeah, we were saying that actually this is we were sort of thinking it's obviously a big match in the context of today, but a big match for these two in the context of their careers as well, because they're going to be meeting a lot, I think, but also a big match in the context of the fans as well on Twitter, as you say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do agree. I think I would have fancied Carlos to come back. I picked him in 3 sets actually, and it was looking good until his injury, or starting to look more promising anyway.
Cool. I've just sent you a message in the private chat, so just have a quick look at that while I give my short take on today's proceedings and basically the tournament as a whole. I think it's been a good tournament, if not sensational. I think we've had a couple of nice narratives with Gilles Simon and some of the French players doing pretty well. We obviously had the Rafa Tommy Paul match of the night, which I think was a great match. We've had a few issues, which I did highlight yesterday in terms of not just scheduling, but let me tell you this, there's only one entrance to that stadium, by the way, Paris hasn't had a great track record this year of organising sporting events. And I'm telling you, even tennis fans, it was getting a bit crushy at around about 8 p.m. because basically people are just standing outside in a long queue while they're waiting to get the evening session and the daytime session kind of do their sort of high five exchange. And I'm telling you, having one entrance to the arenas, if you like, is you don't have that problem at the French Open, which is obviously outdoors. And I highlight the French Open because they separate the evening and daytime sessions, unlike Wimbledon. I'm just trying to think how it works. New York does the same, and I'm not sure about Australia. I think they do the same as well. So it's just Wimbledon, basically, where you have, if you've got a centre court ticket, I think you've got it for the whole day. But it was a bit dicey, let's say that. Well, anyway, let's get back to today. Sorry, I've just digressed there a bit regarding the tournament as a whole, but today has been good. Obviously, Felix on fire, and I don't know if even Rune can stop him. What do you think, Jamie?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would tend to agree. I think we were almost saying that, you know, whoever comes through this match, actually, we would still have fancied Felix in the semi-finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's looking potentially like maybe only Novak in the final can potentially stop him.
Okay. Yeah. Of course, Felix did beat Novak recently in the end of what do you call Laver Cup. Do we take any salt from that, Jeffro?
I think if you're a Felix fan, there's definitely reason to be hopeful from that. But I don't think Djokovic played very well in that match. I definitely think Felix can beat him, but you'd have to be very aggressive, I think, because, you know, you're not going to out-rally Djokovic anywhere, really. I think the trick to beating Djokovic on these indoor hard courts is either be Daniel Medvedev and try to just beat him at his own game and have big serves, or you are Dominic Thiem and you hit 95-mile-an-hour forehands and backhands for 3 hours. And so I think if Felix is going to beat him, he's going to have to serve really well and hit big, which he's very capable of doing. But that would be a really, really fun final. And I think that's kind of the final I'm hoping to see, to be honest.
What about you, Jamie? What are your thoughts on this Felix juggernaut, and can Rune stop him?
Yeah, I was saying to Jeff, I think it feels similar to the form that Medvedev was in a few years ago. He only got to the 2019 US Open final, and I think someone referred to it as a sort of a metronomic winning of titles, I think it was, that Medvedev was doing. And it kind of feels like Felix is doing the same. It's a shame for him that there's not a Grand Slam just around the corner. Look, I think Rune would be, I think he'll be competitive against Felix. I think he could, but if I was pushed, I would certainly say Felix is going to win that semi-final. And if it is Novak in the final, give Novak a good run for his money. I mean, he's serving amazingly. If he continues to serve like that, it's going to take something special to beat him, something that potentially only Novak is capable of producing.
Do we know if this tournament has seen the end of Felix's serving reign? I'm guessing it did come to an end when he dropped a set to Ymer, maybe. I'm just trying to think what the score was in that Ymer match against Felix, because that will tell us if
Tiebreaks in that match, isn't
He
there?
lost the first set on a very close tiebreak, and then he went a break down.
Okay, so he's
in the
lost his serve then.
second.
So that run
Yes,
that
but
I think Jack was very excited about has come to an end.
Yeah, he was break point down at 4-1 to go 5-1 down, and came back and won amazingly. Is it 94 consecutive holds for
Is that what it
team?
was? It was
I
86.
couldn't believe it. Like when I read that, like, I thought
It was 86 before this tournament, but there was always the asterisk as that they were throughout 250s and 500s, and I remember thinking he's not probably going to make this 130 figure of Federer or whatever it was a few years ago, just simply because he's got two 1,000 tournaments, if you like. He's got the Masters 1,000 anyway, and the ATP end of year finals. I mean, that's ATP finals. Holding your serve throughout that tournament is probably harder than a slam. And the reason being is the first 2 or 3 rounds at a slam, especially somewhere like Wimbledon, it's not unsurprising that you would hold your serve throughout 50 odd service games. So to do it at the ATP finals, I mean, that's what makes the ATP finals a real litmus test in so many ways, as arguably the 5th biggest and most difficult tournament to win, even more so than perhaps the Olympics. In my view, that I just think if you beat 5 players, but of course you can lose one match. I guess that would be the argument against it, albeit that you can also lose that match and obviously go out. I mean, I thought Rafa was particularly unlucky in 2019 as he was playing probably the best indoor hard court tennis of his career, in my opinion. Some people would say there's not a lot of competition for that, given he's only won 1 title indoors, but I thought he was unbelievable in the 2 matches that he did win there, and then also latterly the Davis Cup. Anyway, let's get back to today's match before we bring this to a close, and just have a quick look at some of the stats. And I'd like to get your take on those stats as I bring them up on the screen. Here we go. So Alcaraz obviously pulling out injured in that tiebreak. He was 3-1 down in the tiebreak. He would of course argue that he was compromised. There's a nice little serving rating here given by the tennis.com bots that are suggesting that Rune was serving better. He did get 5 aces in the match and 3 to Alcaraz. Have you got any broader thoughts on the Alcaraz serve, and is it an issue, particularly indoors, Jethro?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the one area of his game that needs to get to the next level if he is to kind of continue as a number 1 and win more slams. And he's not got a bad serve. He can still hit aces. But yeah, I mean, Rune's already doing better than him as a server, and Alcaraz is 6 foot. He has I would say he hasn't really got an excuse not to be a very good server. He's not going to have 130, 135 plus mile an hour first serves coming down every game. But this is where in the offseason he needs to get spot serving and placement serving to a T, because we saw how that transformed things for Djokovic. Federer was probably the best spot server of all time. In the women's side, you got Ash Barty, and there's a lot of men's players who could really do with a lot of spot serving practice. I was actually just saying to Jamie about 20 minutes ago that that's what Diego needs, because like at 5'7", you're not going to be hitting huge serves, but placement is so important. And Alcaraz can serve big, and he needs to get that placement sorted, I would say.
Yeah, exactly. What are your thoughts, Jamie, on the Alcaraz serve? It is something that when your player, for example, is playing Alcaraz and you lose your serve, you do think, yeah, but it might not matter. What are your thoughts, Jamie, on that?
Yeah, exactly. It's certainly not like if you lose your serve to Felix and you think, gosh, this is going to be hard to win it back now. I mean, interesting though that if you look at the first serve points won, I guess today, Alcaraz's was still higher, 82%, which is brilliant considering he was only getting 65. He was getting 65% in. Yeah, I mean, I think that does seem to be the aspect of his game where there is the room for the most improvement. But I mean, if you're Alcaraz, you're sitting there thinking, I've already got a Grand Slam, I've already won the US Open, I've already been world number one, and my serve has so much potential to improve. So I think that's kind of quite promising for Alcaraz and his fans.
Yeah, right. Let's just have a quick look at a few other stats. Obviously, double faults there. Rune getting a couple more than Alcaraz. We did mention some of those percentages. By the way, look at that. In terms of break points won, Alcaraz winning 3 out of 4 and Rune winning 2 out of 2, both very high percentages, and perhaps that says something a bit about the Alcaraz serve as much as it does about Rune's ability to break, in that both break points that he endured, he lost those break points. Obviously the only person to break serve, I think there was only one break of serve. Oh no, sorry, there must. Yeah, there was only one. Yeah, sorry, this is a break point saved, of course. Yeah. So yeah, just one break point saved. Yeah, sorry. So I get you. Yeah. So this is an interesting way that tennis.com do it.
Yeah, I was like,
do it. They've obviously gone for the.
Like they included the tiebreak break of serve. That's not how we do it.
Yeah, right. Tennis, get your act together. Anyway, we do love you, honestly. There's a nice return rating. Obviously, they're going with Rune big style over Alcaraz, suggesting that his return was somewhat better. And I guess that's based largely on this return points 1 percentage. So yeah, that's better. Break points 1. I think that is interesting. Where actually there was a lot being saved. Overall, there obviously with the most points won, looks like it was 52 service points won. Overall, Rune winning 6 more points than his opponent. I guess you'd expect that with one break of serve, and he was up in that tie break. Any more stats that stand out? I would suggest no, unless there was something that you guys saw from that little screen there.
No, I thought interesting. They both had 28% return points won. That's interesting. That.
Yeah,
exactly the same percentage. But I think Rune had more return points.
Yeah, we were saying it was just a shame, I think, because it seemed like they were both starting to get towards their best form. So it seemed like the match was boiling up nicely. But because it'd been good quality, but they both hadn't quite been playing at their best at the same time.
I had my comments on the tournament as a whole. Any matches? We touched on Andy Murray, Simon. I was in the stadium for the latter stages of Simon's match against Fritz. But let's just have a quick word on Fritz and Andy Murray. Let's start with Andy Murray. Is this the beginning of the end, Jamie?
I don't know if it's the beginning of the end. I mean, I think this is just kind of who Andy Murray is as a tennis player now, really. I think obviously there's always a kind of a caveat of the conversation around Murray. And now we have to always remind ourselves he's playing with a metal hip. But at the same time, when you're watching him, and and I'm sure himself as he's playing, he's gonna want to do better, and he's gonna think he can do better. But yeah, he's having these losses that are just they're unfathomable, really, and he's had quite a few over the last year or so. I remember he lost to Koepfer, didn't he, last year, losing 7 match points, which was just insane. So he just has these matches now. He loses matches that he has no right to lose, that he's in complete control of. And that's just kind of where his game is. And it's just up to him, I think, whether he's going to be happy to kind of continue doing this, because it feels like he's kind of hit a bit of a ceiling now in terms of where he's at in his ranking.
Yeah, okay. What are your thoughts on Andy Murray? And then we'll have a quick comment on Gilles Simon. What are your thoughts on this Andy Murray? Is it the beginning of the end, Jethro?
I genuinely don't see him retiring for a while. There's that competitive animal inside him that is going to keep driving him. I don't think he's going to win another slam. I don't think he's going to win another Masters 1000. But he's playing some good tennis. This year he's played some fantastic matches, and he could win a 250. He could get to a quarter, a semi-final for 500. Sure. He needs to stop trying to play like he did in 2016, where he was just this defensive god. Djokovic was, I think, injured or having his own mental struggles and stuff, and Murray kind of took the reins as well, number one that year, and played the most amazing tennis I've ever seen Murray play, and he was fantastic. But he's not the same anymore physically, and when he's playing aggressively, like he can hit the ball really hard for sure. And I think the latter stages of his career, he needs to focus on the aggressive play and more intent rather than sitting back and kind of pushing and, you know, trying to just wait rallies out, because his matches are just going to keep going on for like 3 hours, and you know he's not gonna be okay for the next round. And it's also just putting all this. I know so many Murray fans, and they have just put through absolute hell every time he steps on court and plays these marathons. So yeah, I think there's still plenty more to get out of his career. I don't know how much success in terms of titles, but you know, he needs to fix that part of his brain and when he's playing that makes him just go into attack mode, because he's a good attacker and he needs to just focus on that.
Yeah, right. Let's have a quick look towards the two quarterfinals that are still to be played today. First up, and I think you'll like this picture that I'm about to show you. First up, we've got Tommy Paul against Stefanos Tsitsipas. You answer. Give me a quick thought on that match, Jamie, and I'll bring up this amazing picture.
Yeah, looking forward to that one. It should be good. Tommy Paul, of course, you know, riding off the back of his win over Rafa a couple of days ago, and he's also had another good win as well. That is great. I feel like that's the sort of attire that, you know, Tsitsipas might actually kind of wear in his everyday life.
I can't imagine Tommy Paul wearing that. He's sort of a baseball capwards kind of guy.
It's like frat boy v distinguished philosopher. It's
yeah, right, exactly.
And Tsitsipas is also getting ready for his kind of, you know, before the ATP finals, they do that photo as well, where they're sort of all suited and booted.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What are your?
Yeah, should be a good match. I think so. I'll go Tsitsipas in 3.
What are your thoughts on tonight's match, Jethro?
I have gone for Tommy Paul. I would say in 3 as well. I think Tsitsipas definitely is the favorite and should win, but I do think people are still underrating Tommy Paul a bit. I know he beat Rafa the other night, and some people have woken up a little bit to him. But yeah, I think he can count. He's a fantastic returner. He's such a good mover, and he can frustrate Tsitsipas, and I think he can counter a lot of his shots with his counter punching, and he can go on the aggressive as well, like he did against Rafa the other night. So this has the potential to be a really, really good match, and I hope it delivers.
Yeah, right. Obviously, the other semi-final as well is Novak against Musetti. Novak Djokovic, of course. There's only one Novak. I'm not talking about Dennis Novak before. People are getting a bit confused. So obviously, we've got Djokovic against Musetti. Musetti's had a really good autumn. I'm going to use the British terminology for that time of year rather than the US version. Not that I have a US-American agenda in terms of American-English, agenda. It's just that I think if you use the word fall in a sporting context, it gets a bit confusing, because if I say he's had a great fall, sounds a bit peculiar to me, at least. So
I think you were talking about Davidovich Fokina falling over like he does.
Yes, quite possibly. That would be even more ambiguous, I would suggest. Jethro, just give me your thoughts on this quarterfinal before we wrap today's show up.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know how much Musetti what he really can do to offset Djokovic on these courts. I thought kind of midway through the second set onwards against Casper Ruud, Musetti played brilliantly. He's found a really, really good balance in his attacking play. He's serving well. He's hitting really well, but I just think he doesn't quite generate the pace of shot that's gonna blast through Djokovic. You know, when you hit through Djokovic, you have to hit the ball quick. You know, we're talking like Del Potro, Thiem, Wawrinka, you know, these kind of players. And I don't think Musetti has that pace of shot yet. But he's playing really, really well. And I've seen you shed the infamous
yeah, right.
We discussed that one earlier.
I mean, it was just weird. The fifth set was weird. I mean, we've seen this a lot from Djokovic over his career, but particularly the last couple of years, where he does sort of start mounting a comeback at the beginning of the third set. There is a feeling of inevitability about it. But actually, this was the first of a spell of 3 or 4 over the last 18 months. But this was probably the weirdest one, because Musetti in the fifth set was just like a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jamie, any thoughts on tonight's match?
Yeah, of course, brings back memories to that match, doesn't it? When he retired for the fans.
Yeah, that's right. That's what you said.
When there was kind of 1 or 2 games left. So yeah, I mean, I think he could. I think I agree with Jeffro. It's going to be hard to see how he can really sort of hurt Djokovic over a sustained spell. So yeah, I can't. I think Djokovic is going to win in straight sets. And Musetti might get 5 or 6 games, be a 6-3, 6-3, something like that.
Yeah, that's I think generally how I feel. I don't think Djokovic has played his best yet in this tournament, but that's just a mark of how good he is, particularly on indoor hard, that he can do that and still go on. Listen, we have lives to lead. It is Friday night. I'm very fortunate in that I'm in Spain, although actually the weather would not reflect that today. It was I was going to use a bad word there. It was something with rain earlier, but fortunately this evening is a bit nicer. I hope, Jethro, you have something exciting planned for this evening?
I don't, but I can always organise something. I do have work tomorrow, so
I mean, you can watch some tennis and sit back and relax, and even just marvel at your microphone.
Yeah, I do. I am quite enjoying that, just staring at it while I do these shows and podcasts. So
listen as well, just as a goodbye to you both, Morecambe and Wise, York and Cole, the 2 Ronnies, and now we have Jamie and Jethro to join the marvelous duos of the human race, I would say. Thank you very much for guiding us through today's match. I think I didn't do too badly, producer John. I actually had quite a lot of fun listening to you, as well as putting a few things up on the screen throughout. And listen, guys, for you watching, like this video, because Jamie and Jethro need your love. I would love you to subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification. And tennis fans, thank you for stopping by.
Cheers, guys. Thank you for listening.
Cheers.